Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about Lil Peep. And as always, if you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe. And I am starting a how to draw tutorial series. So if you want to learn how to draw, hit that notification bell and keep up with all my work. And now here we go. What you came to see, Lil Peep. This is a little disclaimer. Alright, so I'm going off of interviews that he's done and most of it is from memory. So I'm sorry if I'm wrong. If I am wrong, correct me down below. This video has random facts and stuff that I learned while researching him, and now I'm a big fan, but unfortunately it's now a few years after he's passed. And I've been a fan now for over a year. He would always appear on my Spotify recommended playlist. I listened to him a while drawing, and I didn't even know it was him. This was during the time that, well, it was actually 2 years ago the first time that I've listened to him. This was the time during where every single rapper had face tattoos and did mumble rap. So when I heard of Lil Peep, I kinda thought he was just another little rapper. And then one day, I looked up Lil Peep and I played his music and I was like, oh wait, this is actually the music I've liked the whole time. I just didn't know who the artist was. So yeah, now to the video. Gustav Elijah R., I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, was born on November 1st, 1996 and passed away November 15th, 2017. So this what makes him 21 years old. For the people who don't know, Trap Goose was Lil Peep's original name, I think. Alright, I'm pretty sure that was his name and he changed it to Lil Peep because that's what his mom always called him growing up. Some of you might have even heard one of his songs and never even knew it. Although he didn't invent the emo and hip hop blending of the genres, he was the leading figure, and his music impacted all of his fans and friends and will forever be missed, but never forgotten. Peep was raised in Long Beach, New York, but was born in the small town of Allentown, Pennsylvania. It's actually 45 minutes where I live, and I've actually been there for a Logic concert. It's really small and just looks boring, just like my town. Yeah, well, growing up for him, most kids growing up, especially boys, they take sports very seriously, but not Gus. At ages 5 and 6, he did ballet and tap, but was discouraged after being made fun of by the girls for being the only boy in class. I remember watching an interview where his mom was saying that his son's mental health was bad after his divorce after her divorce from his father. He was around 14 and that's when everything really started changing for him. He got a tattoo one day so his mom wouldn't be as mad as if it was because of her name. Sort of like I know you're mad, but it's your name, mom, so don't be as mad. Of course, I'm pretty sure the mom was still mad. And yeah, it was really cool hearing his mom talk about supporting his music, how she bought him headphones and encouraged to always keep moving forward. One time she pretended to be him and applied to college for him, letting him know that, well, I know you love music, but I applied to college for you and they accepted you. And it was really, really cool of her. During his senior year is when he was really depressed and really low. Lots of his friends weren't his friends anymore because the parents saw him as a bad influence and a failure. And this sort of reflects on his music. Really passionate and just wrote what he felt. I remember him talking about how a lot of the parents saw the face tattoos and the piercings and the hair and they just were like, no, I don't want you to talk to my son or daughter. And then just some of his friends just left. And I'm pretty sure it must have been really sad, just you being friends with somebody and just because of the way you look, nobody wants to talk to you. And yeah, it kind of fucking sucks. It reflected on his music. He was really passionate and just wrote what he felt. If you haven't listened to his music, a lot of it is just about dying and depression. His mother also talked about him slowly over time, how Peep started doing drugs, started going harder and harder, and she asked him what that pink stuff was and he was like, oh, it's lean. And her response was not to do stupid drugs, but unfortunately now we know that it was just the beginning of something more, where he just kept going more and more, and unfortunately he passed away from it. He died from a drug overdose, laced Xanax I think was the cause. I know this was just from the beginning to the end, but I'm really just here to talk about how touching his music was. We have a great trio of just sad boy music, as I call it: Juice, X, and Peep. They all went out really, really young, and it's just really sad. And I'm gonna just put out some quotes for those of you who don't listen to his music. Well, this is more of a quote just from one of his interviews. I forgot which one it was. I think the one where he was talking about his tattoos. He says, I definitely think the planet is very sad. I also think a lot of people are very ungrateful, which is also another big problem. Lil Peep. And yeah, like I said before, I kind of became a fan of him after he passed away, but I always unknowingly followed him. From his interview and his quotes, he seemed like a super nice guy who just loved music and was trying to change the world. without even knowing it. His music is basically him crying out for help, and it's therapeutic to others going through the same and similar problems. And for that, he will always be missed and loved. I remember Juice WRLD dropped the song Legends, and he was just talking about there's no more 27 Club, we ain't making it past 21. And it's just sad how all those three people that I mentioned, X, Juice, and Peep, all died 21 or before 21, something like that. But still, it was just crazy. Drugs and violence and all this, and all of these people, I'm pretty sure would have changed rap in general, especially X. His music was just so weird and random, but every single song he made was just good. Even if it's, when I first heard his music, it was Look at Me, and it was all yelling. I liked the song, but it was okay, this isn't really for me. But then he dropped 17, and I was like, oh my god, is this the same person? But yeah, listen to Come Over When You're Sober, album part 1, if you haven't listened to his music. Rest in peace, Lil Peep. Hopefully you like the time-lapse drawing. I know this is more of a rant and all that, but still, it's like, he really meant a lot to me as an artist, and I love his music. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see, and I'm out. And also feel free to recommend me any type of music or artist. I will also future draw them, so yeah, now I'm out. Peace.